So this video is reviewing station 4, which is graphing logs. So if we're trying to graph a log like this, remember we want to consider what the log would look like without its transformations. And then we'll shift our graph based off of what our transformations are. So in class, we would start with the parent function, which is y equals log base 4 of x. And then just removing these transformations here. So then we would go ahead and write this in exponential form, which would be 4 to the y power equals x. So then that led us to make a table of x, y values. And remember, because y was our exponent, we were picking y values to figure out what x equals. So once I had my parent function of my logs, I wrote it in exponential form. Now I'm going to pick the y values 0 and 1 because those are the easiest exponents to work with. So when I plug in 0, 4 to the 0 power is 1, which means x is 1. And then when I plug in 1, 4 to the first power is 4, so x is 4. So in my parent function, I would be graphing the ordered pair 1, 0, and 4, 1. So I would graph 1, 0, and 4, 1, and then my graph would look something like this, with that vertical asymptote always starting at x equals 0. So now that we have the parent function, we'll just take these transformations and move the graph accordingly. So a plus 1 inside the parentheses means my graph moved left 1, and then a minus 3 on the outside means it moved down 3. So that means I'm going to take each point, move them left 1, down 1, 2, 3, move left 1, down 1, 2, 3. And then remember, your vertical asymptote is at 0 unless you move left or right. Moving a vertical line up or down is not going to change where that line is at, but moving it left or right will. So moving it left 1 is going to go ahead and move this also left 1. So now instead of being at x equals 0, it's at x equals -1. So then my actual graph for this problem is this blue one here with my vertical asymptote at x equals -1. So then that affects my domain. With the vertical asymptote now being at -1, my domain will start. So that'll start my domain now at -1 to infinity because I can graph now from this new vertical asymptote for the rest of my x values. And then my range of all logarithms would be -infinity to infinity. So hopefully that review will help you graph the rest of these.